Hey, it's your girl Daniree back at it again with another Behind the Vibe exclusive interview, this time with New Jersey native hip-hop artist Bobby Crillz. So keep it locked, only on DannyRay.com. So let's kick this off really proper. So, Bobby, you've been in the game for quite a while. As a matter of fact, you've been receiving a lot of recognition for your latest cover with Will Gittins in the Matrimony. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Matrimony's been received quite well compared to like some of my former work. Definitely taking off as far as like people knowing who I am and stuff like that. So.
And it's word that now we're over 100K on the views. Is that correct?
Yeah, as of this morning, I checked. We're at 109. It's been about 3.5 weeks, close to 4. So that thing's moving by itself too. So it's pretty good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how was it around a while, locally mainly, and now we're going a little bit more mainstream, and we're breaking into other industries now. So tell me, Bobby, how do you compare from your past self to your present self?
An adult. I'm a grown-up. Life's real on my end, man. So I'm very conscious of the decisions that I'm making, the music that I'm putting out, the people that I'm trying to reach. I'm not really trying to be one of these younger guys out here just snapping and doing stuff like that. That's not really what I want to do. I want to inspire. So anything that I'm putting out, I'm putting a lot of thought into it, and I want to make sure that it's being received the right way. So.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny? In the state of hip-hop, there's a lot of people out there, they're faking it till they make it. You know what I'm saying? And they come off like they have more than what they have, and you're not that kind of dude. As a matter of fact, you have openly admitted you're a family man. You're 30 years old, so how is it that you feel that this has worked out to your benefit as opposed to other artists who try to kind of be something that they're not?
It works out for me because it's the stuff that I'm rapping about, the things that I'm putting out there are a lot more relatable to the average person. All the snapping and the gimmicky stuff, it works. It produces numbers for record labels and radios and stuff like that, but that's not timeless stuff. That's stuff that dies out with time. You'll go through a little moment in time where we were in the club doing this song, and it was hot, but it's not going to live forever. And I want to be at that point where my music lives forever. I want people to come back to my stuff and be like, wow, he was really saying something at this point. Why weren't we listening? And now they're going to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Let's talk about Free Will a little bit. What are your favorite tracks on the EP and why?
I got about 3. I got Followers, because that was such a real song for me. Look at Me Now is a good song. I definitely talk about some real stuff there. And the actual title of the album, Free Will, that song Free Will, very real, very real.
Let's talk about it. What was the inspiration behind Free Will? You mentioned you were at a very low point in your life, but what was the main contributor to the track?
If you listen to the song, every verse is pretty much geared towards a certain topic. The first one is just basically stating like, I've been practicing, I've been trying to master my craft for all these years, and now's the time to actually put my foot forward and take that step. Second verse is actually directed to one of my personal friends who I've actually told him about the verse, and he received it well. I mean, for what it is, it's rough, but and then the third one is just geared towards my son, the time that I'm sacrificing, chasing my dreams, stuff like that. So it's affecting my personal life. Me chasing this dream is affecting my personal life.
You are a Latino rapper, is that correct? I mean, everybody's having their kind of confusion there, but because the blonde hair, the blue eyes, it throws people off, but...
Absolutely. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. I got my family's from Aguadilla and Ponce. I got family in Brooklyn, Puerto Rico all day, baby.
However, as a Latino and in an urban market such as this in hip-hop, what are some of the obstacles that you're facing, and how is it you're overcoming them?
As far as being a Latino, it's a little difficult for me to answer that because I do look white. So the first impression that most people get of me is, who's this white guy rapping? You know what I'm saying? So only the people that are really following me and understand what I'm doing understand that I'm Latino. And I guess the biggest obstacle I have is not being identified as a Latino. And that might be my problem. You know what I'm saying? What I do now is I start addressing it slowly. Interviews like this, I'm putting out videos to let them know that I'm Spanish. I'm rapping in Spanish a little bit. I put out a couple bars in Spanish just to put it out there. Like, listen, bro, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Was never a snot nose. I walked around in hot clothes. Papo, the whole block knows that Bobby got flows. I came a long way from copy kicks and ponchos. Muchacho, I know it. The tipo parece blanco. Look.
And another thing that that I've seen on Instagram and stuff like that, especially with a new artwork that was done. Somebody actually drew you. Is that correct? Somebody drew you on Instagram?
Yeah, I got some art, some fan art the other day, which was incredible. I got a text from Angel and Henry, and Henry's my camera guy. He's the guy who's running around with me all day, the director for Matrimony, March 5th. And they text me, and I get a group message, and it's a picture of me, a sketch. And I'm sitting there in awe, and I'm like, wow, somebody actually took the time out of their day to draw a picture of me. I never thought that I can inspire somebody like that, and it was such a big deal for me at that point. It was incredible. Shout out to Tanja Art.
I've noticed some people are confusing you for another rapper out here, Action Bronson. There's a little bit of confusion. Can we try to set the record straight on this?
As far as that goes, I mean, I can see why people would try to confuse me with Action Bronson. I had the beard going for a little bit. I look white, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, that's not my lane. That's his lane. He does what he does. I do what I do. The guy's very talented, you know what I'm saying? I can't take nothing away from Action Bronson. But I would rather not be compared to him, you know what I'm saying?
And I've noticed this about you. You're more of a loner nowadays. I don't really see you. You don't have a clique or a crew or anybody like that. Why have you decided as a hip-hop artist to really be a solo hip-hop artist?
Well, I had a crew once. We had started a label back in the day called 365 Entertainment. We were really moving locally. Shout out to them. It didn't work out. We were young. Didn't really move the right way as far as business goes. Once that kind of reached this peak, I moved on. I ended up getting into a contract with another record company. It was an indie record company. Unfortunately, that didn't work out neither. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, I was relying on people in those days, and it didn't work out in my favor. So now I'd rather move by myself because I have nobody else to blame.
What is some advice that you would give to up-and-coming MCs, people that are trying to, make it in the industry right now? What's something that you would tell them? Something that you, maybe if you could tell your past self not to do?
The one thing I would tell anybody is to research, read as much as possible, educate yourself, find out who you're trying to reach, find out how to reach them, put together a plan, and move forward. A lot of people are just moving out here like chickens with no heads, man. They're just all over the place, shows here, this, that, but it's not benefiting them because they don't have a plan. They don't write things down. They write down their lyrics, but they don't write down a plan. They don't write down goals. Set goals, achieve them, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate all your time that you've taken out here to get behind the vibe with me. And as usual, you've just been behind the vibe with Daniree and Bobby Crillz.
And I can't ignore it. And since it's been a long time coming, I've been training for the moment. Now let's see how much I want it. I've been a savage on these streets for years. I became a monster bred from hate, a man on fire that we all should fear.